Today we are buying a condo. Yes, we're actually on our way. Here is the causeway here. We are on our way to Miami Beach, and even though we are doing nationwide lead generation and we're doing deals all across the country, every so often we end up getting leads here in the local area. And right now we're gonna go be visiting a condo in Miami Beach. We're thinking it's our buy price is around 500,000, and the ARV, meaning what the most recent units have sold for, has been 800,000. I think this one needs a lot of work, so what we're going to be doing is going over there to look at it. Now, why are we looking at it? Is because of the fact that the owner didn't feel comfortable with us signing an agreement unless we saw the property. And most of the time, 99% of the time, we can talk to the owners and we can let them know that, hey, our process is that we're going to go ahead and purchase the property, we're going to put it on the contract, and then we're going to go ahead and send someone to take a look at the property. But our first step is us agreeing to a price, and that at the end, when all said and done, the condition doesn't really matter. As long as it's the condition that they told us over the phone, then pretty much we're good with that. This one in particular, the owner is a real estate broker. I think that, what's the situation? It's her mother's apartment or something like that?
I think something like that.
Yeah. And so maybe also because of the price involved, and there's somebody else that made an offer on the property, then we have decided she wanted us to take a look at the property first before she signs anything. So we're going to be going over there. She's not even going to be there. Somebody else is going to be there because she's out of town, but she just wants us to take a look at it. If we were completely out of town and this was not a possibility, then at that point, then we would be reaching out to another real estate investor, a wholesaler, and asking them to help us out, and maybe partnering with them on the deal and in order to facilitate this. And I just realized that as I'm talking to you, Gene, I still have my headset on, but it's okay. I'm not going to re-record this video. Now, I live in a city called Plantation, which is just west of Fort Lauderdale. So it's taken us about almost an hour.
Because of traffic? An
hour to get here because of traffic. So even though it's a relatively small distance in the map, it is a large distance in time because of that. A lot of these older condos, like for example this La Costa, I think it was in the news recently, where they bought out all the units and then now they're completely redoing the entire condo. I don't know if you can see over there, there's like markings on the buildings. So these are
down
just
the road as well.
Yeah.
Construction.
This is called Millionaires Row in Miami Beach. Right across the way there are all 25 to 30 million dollar houses. They're taking houses like this, especially the older ones, tearing them down and then just putting up something completely brand new.
Celebrities live.
Yes. So that's the building right there. Used to be a hotel, but now converted to a condo, built in 1962. So relatively old place. And next door, you got a brand new building. It was constructed. Most of these here are older, and then across the way are 25 to 30 million dollar houses. And so overlooking, that's where the condo is overlooking. All right, so this is the living room here coming in. You can see there's a wall here, the kitchen's there to the right, and so then we have the view here. There's no balcony here, just the view. It is a nice view, so that's facing down Miami, downtown Miami. And then here's the kitchen. So pretty much everything needs to be redone, cabinets. This is pretty cool, the fact that it's an old school oven. I mean, this thing is like, it's so old that it's almost like an antique. This is new, but again, all of this here needs to be replaced. All these cabinets, everything. This is the box. And but again, really, even though this is new, what you put into these units is just high end. So now coming out from the kitchen, that's the view. Coming in here, that's where we came in from, the door. And then now we have the bedrooms coming into here. So to the left here, is one bathroom. Right there. One bathroom. And then here is one bedroom. Let's just pan out here. You got here the window, and this of course. And then if we then go to the right, we just came from there, that's where the kitchen was. So we come here. Now this is really the master suite, which is an interesting configuration because you have this doorway here, and then you have the main bedroom here. You have a small closet here. Again, you see the view here. You don't have a balcony in this unit, so that's the only thing that's a negative, right? For these type of units. And then as you come in here, then you have
that bathroom is actually pretty good.
Yeah, but it is what it is, and not to probably, yeah, because of,
South Beach standard.
Yeah, not to the standards that this would have to be done. It's the newest thing here, but certainly not good enough. And then this is another bathroom that looks like there's some work to it, but certainly wouldn't be would have to be completely redone too as well. So that is it. And then as we come back out here, so again, then we come back out here. So that was in essence the master suite right there. Lobby, but it's still a little bit it's still outdated lobby. It's clean, it's nice, but definitely is dated. Oh, this is a billiard room / social room. It looks honestly like in the movies where they take you to the weight room where they're gonna cut you up. That's what this place looks like. So this is one of the highlights is the garden. Although, Dean, this looks a little bit overgrown. I think it's funny the fact that they're like, oh, this is an amazing garden, but in this water, I guess fish, and is it supposed to be this green? Okay.
This is in the middle. This is in the middle of a process. People are buying condos and remodeling them.
But see that these don't have balconies. See the one next door?
Yeah, they
that has balconies.
Yeah, you're right.
So I mean that just affects the price, right? Because now you don't have a balcony. It used to be a hotel.
Yeah.
And it was converted to condos. That's why it doesn't have a balcony.
Yeah.
But here, it has that very hotel-ish feel to it.
Old school resort vibe.
Yeah, it does. Look at those cabanas, the way they are. It's like little private cabanas over there. Oh wow, a little bit of a... Oh, they have a little area there. It's like have a weird vibe to it, like an old school vibe, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So it has beach access. That's pretty good. And then down that way you got South Point. And there's the beach access. Gene, would you live here?
Wouldn't live here. Well, I would invest in it myself. To be honest with you.
500K though.
Chris, you gotta see it what it can be, not what it is. We missed out on Shiba Inu and Dogecoin.
How do you sell the Dogecoin? Like if you made all that money in the Shiba, whatever the hell you call it. Where? On Coinbase?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
How quickly can you sell it?
Immediately.
Maybe we could become billionaires by investing in Shiba.
Why? We're already becoming billionaires by investing in real estate.
But maybe Shiba would be easier.
Nah.
Yeah, I wouldn't live here. I would not live here. No balconies. Man, look at this. Look at this. What the hell is that?
But remember, City of Miami is making all these people renovate.
Yeah. You know, the problem is this building is built in the 1960s, right? That's problem number one. The second thing is, you remember I asked them about the assessment. So they're going to redo all these windows. They're going to get an estimate. They're going to hit the condo
the
owners with a nice fat bill
Yep.
in terms of assessment, which
Yep.
now they're going to have to come out of pocket. And generally what you want as the buyer is you want that assessment to be part of the person you're buying from, because then now if you get it, now you're gonna have to pay for it.
Hey Chris.
Yo.
So what are your thoughts?
What I find interesting is that the seller obviously says, oh, we recently, the first unit that we saw recently did the kitchen.
Yeah.
And
I mean, the kitchen wasn't bad.
No, well, it's bad relative to what is required for, because the people are coming into these buildings and gutting them out, and they're putting crazy stuff. I'm not talking about going to Home Depot and getting some cabinets. I'm talking about like custom cabinets where you push a button and
custom
shit
tiles.
pops out and all kind of stuff. What do you think it would cost in order to completely just gut that place out and do everything?
I think there's 3 ways of going about this. You could either do the bare minimum, right, which is slap some lipstick and resell the sucker.
Right.
You can go all out, which then you could spend maybe a couple $100,000.
Yeah.
Right. Or you could do kind of in the middle. Be selective on what it is that you want to remodel. I think an investor would probably choose the middle and then resell it.
For how much? 100 grand?
I think maybe with 65,000 you can get away with this.
You can get away with it.
Yep.
Just not going crazy.
Not going crazy. So just with tile and demo, you already have a clean slate.
Yeah.
Most of the bathrooms don't need that much done to it.
Yeah. I think the most thing is making the kitchen.
Yeah. I
think the most money would be spent on the kitchen, making a big area. The other issue with this building, however, we were just talking about, is that it's an older building built in 1962. And as you walk around, you can see that there's a lot of deferred maintenance. We looked at the windows, and the windows were very like old. Like they're like original 1960s. And so they need to be redone because they're really looking very poor. When they're redone, they need to be hurricane windows. So that's a lot of money. So what's going to happen is that the association is already getting estimates. So they're going to assess the owners individually for that. That, you know, could be a significant amount of money. It could be 30-40 grand. And so then somebody buying it to rehab now has to consider that, because what if when you're rehabbing it, you're the owner, you're rehabbing it, and now they slap that assessment. Now you got to consider the fact that, oh, the next buyer, he's not going to want to pay for that. You know, the assessments are where they're always trying to pawn it off on whoever the next person is.
To me, it honestly looks like they're not going to make that decision anytime soon, because I think these condos are selling quick, and whoever is investing here, I mean, these are construction cars. You have a construction truck over there. You have another van over there. People are working on these buildings. So
definitely working on it. Yeah,
I'd put it under contract.
Oh yeah, we're going to try to do it. We're going to see what we can do with it. I think though, however, Tony should go back and say, it's a lot more work than we thought. A lot more work than he thought. They came back to me, would you consider, you know, a different number? She said she had an offer for $525 though, didn't she?
No, she said she had an offer for $575.
But she didn't take it.
She didn't take it.
So then that means that it's probably BS.
A lie, yeah.
Okay.
So we'll see.
We'll see.
We'll let you guys know.
So let's talk about some tips that when you are speaking with a property owner and you're doing deals nationwide, how do you coordinate and how do you deal with the fact that you're virtual and they might have questions about that? People nowadays are used to doing things in a virtual way, more so now than ever, especially now with COVID. Most people are going to be okay if you explain to them the process. So the way that would happen is just through a script. And all these things you should have in a script that you have laid out in front of you, that you have practiced, so that when it comes time for you to tell this to a seller, you don't stumble and you sound like this is exactly what you do every single day and this is how it works. If the seller says, hey, I'm interested, but don't you need to see the property? What I would tell the property owner is, unlike a typical buyer that's looking to live inside the property, we're looking at it really as an investment property. And just with the information you told me, it gives us a clear understanding of what the condition is. We know that the property needs work. We know that it needs fixing up. We're assuming that everything is not pristine. Once we send you the agreement, that begins our process, and we'll send the property out for our physical inspection. And when we go there, it's just to see if, hey, everything is exactly as you told it to us. The first step is just, let's go ahead and get the agreement signed so that we can get the ball rolling and we can get this done as soon as possible. The next phase is once you place it on the contract. So let's say you get the seller to agree on price and terms. Mr. Seller, I'm excited for us to be able to help you in getting this property off of your hands. So we're gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put the file together. I'm gonna go ahead and submit it to the closing department. And within about 5 or 6 days, maybe 7, they're going to reach out to me, and I'm going to reach out to you to go ahead and schedule a physical inspection. And you know, we buy properties all throughout the country, and the only way that we're able to do that is because we partner with real estate investors locally, local real estate investors that now become our boots on the ground, that now help us coordinate all the repairs and fixing up of the properties. And so then when I call you, and you know, within the week, I'm going to go ahead and set up a time for one of our investor partners to go and take a look at the property. And they're going to go and look around, just confirm the condition. They might ask you some questions about the property. It's okay. And so then now, just to help you, what's happened there is that first conversation, you know, we had a conversation about, do I need to see the property? I explained to them that it's not really necessary. Number two, then we have prepped them already for what's to come next, which is that we're going to be calling them to get inside the property. We're going to explain to them who it is that's going, why it is that they're going, and how we work, so that it isn't a surprise. And we're also kind of preempting them and saying that these are investor partners. They're there to help us coordinate, so we're kind of hiring them as they're a deal partner, but you know, the price that you and I have is none of their business. So again, it guards us against the investor buyer trying to snake us out of a deal. And this is something, the same conversation that I just had with the seller, I would also have again. So when it comes time to scheduling the showing, and when we say investor partners, those are our buyers. Those are the buyers that you're going to be getting on the property and then showing the property. And when we call the seller again, we're also going to be explaining the same thing again. As you recall, I mentioned that these are investor partners, blah, 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 and you go through the whole thing again. Keep in mind is that you want to be showing the property and showing the deal to real life investors. You're going to go ahead and ask them, have you worked with our wholesaler before? Have you bought properties on assignment? Do you know how that works? Do you have cash, hard money? And you want yes, yes, yes. I do this all the time. Happy to do a deal with you. Want more deals? In the description, you can find links to some of the software tools that I use in order to find cash buyers all throughout the country. But this video is really about how do you position the conversation with the property owner so that now you make them feel comfortable with signing the agreement and then being able to prep them so that when your buyers show up, we're not going to have any sort of problems.
Hey, what is this?
Oh, try that gum, Gene. I want you to try that gum right there. Try it.
That looks disgusting.
Just try it. It's healthy for you. What do you think?
Oh, that's bad.
That is the worst tasting gum ever.
Horrible.
In the history of gums, that is the worst tasting gum. How bad is it?
Oh, it just gets worse.
And by the way, if you are interested in learning how to run Facebook ads for motivated sellers and also the nationwide wholesaling model, go ahead and click out the video that shows up here or there. I don't know where. Click on it and you're going to see some great stuff. And there's people that have made money from the free videos that I have here on the channel. Check them out.